Hi, this is Dion Lyle with Cherry25, your host for Fintech-5. This week on Fintech-5, I'm going to be reviewing CBInsights Fintech CVC report in 2019. As you all know, I'm a big fan of the CBInsights reports. And as a former CVC, I'm always excited to see what's going on in that space for corporate venture capital. Highlights. Financial Services CVC hits a new high. No big surprise. Fintech activity continues unabated. Great news for everybody. Banks are becoming more active investors, which I'm thrilled to see. As you know, if you've watched my Fintech-5 before, I'm a big fan of using fintechs as R&D for banks because banks don't have R&D. So I think it's a great way to fill in that gap, to stay up with the people like Amazon, who spends $20 billion a year on R&D, or Apple, Facebook, and others who spend 6 to 8 to 10 billion a year in R&D. Insurance CVCs continue, but have leveled off a bit. Fin services, CVC deals to companies outside North America have accelerated. Again, primarily Asia, not a big surprise there. And the most active were Citi Ventures, Mitsumi Sumitomo, and Ping An. So with that, let's go into a little bit of the data around this. So if you look over time from 14, 15, 16, 17 up to 19, you'll see a steady and up and to the right, with the exception of Q3 2015. Outlier, there was a single Chinese deal. Didi Chuxing raised a $3 billion Series F. So if you take out the outliers and you look at the purple line, you'll see that the number of deals is pretty much consistent up and to the right. Deal size quarter over quarter varies, but the amount invested pretty consistent over time, which is what we like to see because it's important to continue with CVC on a regular basis and not be too chunky about it. Stages. Interestingly enough, I don't like the trend I see here. So consistent for fintech CVC deals, mostly, except there was an increase in D and E. The reason I don't like that is I think CVC should be focused on early stage. What you see here is seed A, B, because that's where I think you get more R&D value as a bank or an insurance company, legacy players. I don't like to see Series D and E plus, because I think when they invest later, I think they're going for IRR, or internal rate of return, which I personally don't think should be the focus of a good corporate venture capital program. So looking at the usual suspects, continues. You see the little flag waving there. I'm very proud of my alma mater, Citi Ventures, leading the way. When I was at Citi Ventures, one of the goals we had set way back 8-9 years ago was for Citi Ventures to be one of the top 5 leading CVC investors within financial services. Clearly, they've kept that goal and they've kept delivering and exceeding expectations on that. Very happy to see that. You also see Mitsui Sumitomo Insurance Venture, Ping An, also insurance, AXA, another insurance. Interestingly enough, they put payments, they put Amex Ventures, and then they put Citi as a bank. I think there's probably overlap there, but the point is still valid. So let's look at Bank Deal now. Bank Deal increased their share, right? 43%. And you can see this steady up and to the right. Really happy to see that. So banks are continually investing more and more in corporate venture capital fintech deals. Capital markets plays very small, payments steady, and then insurance is slight decrease, but still going good. So Asia deals now almost equal to Europe. Right? You see this purple here is Europe, this orange is Asia. You see over time, Europe's steady to flat, whereas Asia's continuing their share. North America, their share is going down. It's not that they're doing less, it's just as a percentage, the Asia increase is coming out of that percentage. Europe is kind of flat there, which is not a great sign in my opinion for them. So now we're going to look at within the USA, and I did a Fintech-5 a while back about how I would locate in Silicon Valley. Well, this data not 100% supports it, but does drive the point. 195 deals in California, 86 in New York, right? But over time, pretty steady. Look at the charts, up and down a little bit, but pretty steady percentage across California, New York, Massachusetts, Illinois, and Texas. And then finally, unicorns. Hate the term, but it is what it is. They're getting their CVC love as well. Now the question is, Tradeshift, who I love, B2B, Plaid, great team, great execution, and all the others on here. Chime, really getting a lot of good press lately. So the question is correlation and causation. Are they unicorns because of CVC or in spite of CVC? Most people I know would say in spite of. I'm going to argue there's a lot of value to have a good CVC behind a lot of these deals. Well, that wraps up this week's Fintech-5. Hope you enjoyed it. Look forward to your comments. And definitely keep an eye on CBInsights reports. They're excellent. Thank you.